noches y bienvenidos a todos. We're very happy that all of you are here with us tonight. As a writer, as artists, we believe that the process of our creation, of our creative expression is not complete until it's witnessed and until it's shared with other people. So thank you for coming tonight and for helping us to complete the process of storytelling that we began almost a year ago.
Hello everyone. I am from the Res Rodeos and the Navajo Nation Fair.
I am from Scarves and Scraps, from Dizzy and Clumsy.
I'm from Survalle, the Rio Grande River Valley.
I am from Atigi, Big Sky, Montana.
I am from brown skin to black hair. I am from the mountains that speak.
Soy los sueños y los miedos de Marta. Soy su niña dorada. Soy yo y es ella y nada más. Solo dos en una familia nuclear.
I think as our world spins more and more out of control, we really have an inherent need to feel a sense of belonging. And I think our connection to land and place, as more of us move, migrate, immigrate, is absolutely elemental. And it's this idea of the homesickness, that there is a nostalgia that we carry.
From two sides to a story, I am Humpapa Lakota, Turtle and Buffalo.
And then what is that question say for someone that was born and brought up here, but the world around them has changed? What does that do to you? Whether the home is carried with us when we move from one place to another, or whether we have to find that connection and that sense of home in our new place. So this is really what El Otro Lado is seeking to address, and asking the question, where are we from? Where am I from?
If you prune the stuff that no longer serves you by writing it down and letting it go, or by telling the story or creating a painting or a collage, if you prune it in that way and release it into the world, then you grow up in a healthier way, and you can continue growing up in a healthy way at any age, whether you're 17 or 35 or 82. When we create art that helps us to kind of sort out our feelings around things that are difficult, whether it's an individual challenge or an individual trauma or a collective challenge or a collective trauma, it's a gift to the community. It helps the community to be able to respond to that and to begin to tell their own stories.
I've lived in Albuquerque for about 4.5 years, and I'm originally from El Paso, where I grew up, and it was nice to remember all that, because I feel like this is home now, but that will always be home as well, and my family's all back there.
A lot of the writing we did, the Where I Am From poem, made me think about my parents, my siblings, my grandmother from my mom's side, who was a great, great woman. She was from Mexico, and just everything that I was taught from them.
I don't know, I normally don't really talk about my life and how I grew up and stuff, so I guess it's kind of a new thing, and expressing myself and stuff, so it's kind of different. I learned a lot about myself. I don't know, when I was younger, I never really thought about it, but me and my cousins always hang out and stuff, and I miss them. And now that I think back, I wish all of us could just hang out and be the same again. But yeah.
Well, the modern world calls us out of ourselves constantly. We're so distracted. We're so pulled in so many different directions. That longing to have my story and have my story be seen by me and by the community. So none of those distractions actually fulfill the longing. There's something very radical about exploring who am I and coming back to this practice of, well, what do I think? What do I feel? And how can I know that and sort through all of those other stories that I'm filled with to get to what I think and what I believe? That's why El Otro Lado becomes an important project.
The conflict for young people, I believe, is they see overwhelmingly that mass media celebrates the profane nature of modern life, and they also adopt that view, and they tend to undervalue the traditional life ways. They tend to look down on it. They tend to not want to be part of it. And the big challenge for people that are involved in building community is how can we break down that dynamic so that young people understand that true happiness or spirituality, or call it what you will, can be mined in these traditional life ways, even though you can still live in a modern society.
So this process, you guys, has been a good process for me. It's been very therapeutic. And so, Nick, if there's some feelings that have come out, I certainly understand why. Not only does it work for the children, but it's also worked for me as an adult, because I'm going through the process as well. I'm a participant and exploring some real deep questions. Who am I? Where am I from? And sharing that in a group setting. And I see these kids, you know, it's rough, and it's a rough tumble kind of getting into the process. But once they get the art in their hand, once they get the idea, it's just this smooth flowing. And I think if I would have had something like this as a child, I think it would really, really help me.
I've gotten to know myself a little bit and see what my ideas were. Like those life maps that help me remember what I did when I was little and how crazy I guess I can be, and just memories and all the people I used to love, and some of them are gone. You could just keep them in your heart, and you could see them in your eyes, but they're not there, but you can still feel them, and yeah.
I think especially the way Chrissie and Michelle have done it, where they've really honed in on questions about our lives that help us remember who we are, and what has had an influence on me becoming who I am. And they bring us back to a place that I don't think many of us go to. But what was it like to grow up in your family? How were you referred to? How were you identified relative to how you're identified now, or how you identify yourself? And really appreciating that again, because I think, especially with the immigrant experience, I think there is a lot of shame imposed on people.
Alright, well, this is my journal. My sister gave me my name, so it's not a Mexican name, I guess is a good way to put it. Oh, and this one's my, the one about my name, and my name is Ariel, so I had to put the C, and I really like to collage things, so I had to put all the colors and stuff, and little fishes, and, you know, it's really nice. It's a really nice feeling to, you know, get to see all your work, and to get to see, you know, just your past, you know, because I've put pictures of, you know, my past, and it's nice. It's an eye-opener, I guess. I've learned that, you know, things aren't always what they seem, that you have to look past, you know, sometimes what you've written and sometimes what you've drawn, because sometimes it means something else, and it's like a little window to yourself. I mean, I love doing this, but I don't have time, you know, in the hustle and bustle of, you know, everyday life. You don't have time to sit down and draw a painting, you know, self-portrait of yourself. You know, I write, but I write in the middle of the night when I'm supposed to be in bed.